You're listening to the New Old Heads podcast, shot live every Tuesday at twitch.tv/newoldheads and released every Thursday at noon via bringingdowntheband.com. The show is brought to you by Coleman Dental, Printfinity, Indie CD and Vinyl. Support the show directly by becoming a member at patreon.com/newoldheads.
You're now tuned in to the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7. The crew is in the building. My man Jay Moore, how are you, sir?
Doing well. You know, getting used to the fact that fall has actually showed up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think
it's here.
I don't know if we, but this is Indiana. We might have a couple sneaky 80-degree days creeping back on us. But
this is true.
I like this weather. This is, this is when I can really start dressing.
Look out now. Oh man, Lonegevity, how are you, buddy?
Doing all right, man. Thanks for asking.
Oh, buddy, old pal.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Good to see you as always.
Yeah.
Just saw you, but good to see you. My man DJ Jay Diff, what's happening, man?
Salutations.
How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. You know, I agree with Jay more on the weather, though. It's,
yeah.
I have on my bibs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My nice sweatshirt.
Crucial conflict. You know what I'm talking
I'm
about?
not running that. It's different.
This is different. That's what it took me back to.
And this is more fashionable than that.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course. I'm just,
Start bringing out the hooded sweatshirts and
Turtlenecks.
Yeah,
turtlenecks.
Get real comfortable and fly
Polo
with
boots.
it. Oh yeah.
Timbs.
This is Tim's weather is right. If it's not around here, it's right around the corner.
It is here, sir.
No,
It's already here.
Yeah.
I'm hoodie. I love hoodie season, man. That's one of my favorite times of the year.
You know, put some of that summer stuff up. I know y'all like it. It's time to put it up.
Yeah.
Put it up.
Y'all see anything this week caught your attention?
I mean, I think the only other thing is obviously the thing that you made a topic for some reason. I don't think it should be a topic, but, the fact that we went to see Little Brother.
That was dope.
Yeah.
That was dope.
I don't know if that's a...
Had you guys seen
topic,
Little Brother before this time?
I had not.
Oh, okay. So,
No,
that's
I
nice. So you...
Yeah, it's the first time seeing him.
Okay. I was lucky. I got to see Little Brother with David Banner and Talib Kweli in Bloomington at this is called the Bluebird.
Yeah, I remember that spot.
Yeah. And so that was the first time I ran into like I said, when I never expect for famous people to remember me even if I've met them multiple times. But that was the first time I met Fonte, and we wound up having a short little conversation about because that's when he was doing that was probably the first
exchange.
No, this is his podcast.
The Gordon Gartrell
Radio with Brainchild, and this is probably the first podcast that I actually I knew of podcasts, but I thought, okay, I don't have an iPod, so I'm not going to listen to no podcast. I didn't get the technology, and it's crazy. Fast forward all these years later, this is what I do every Tuesday night. But
Right.
yeah, it was just one of those great shows because that's when I was like, okay, these guys are beasts on stage. They know how to put on a show. It's not just get up, do the song, go to the next song. Like the breath control, they're able to control the crowd. Every time someone sees them, I guarantee you they make fans based on their performances. Yeah. And I think that's a testament to why, 20 years later, they can have a festival celebrating their career. I'm glad you guys got to see him. I've seen Fonte with Foreign Exchange
I've seen him.
Seen him a couple times.
With, at one point he came to
Jazz
Kitchen with Yazara.
Yep.
Was Zoe with them when they did that?
Oh, gosh.
I think he was.
I enjoy the intimate shows.
Did you have any particular take on this topic that you wanted to spin it into, or was it just kind of talking about it?
I didn't. I learned some stuff about a group that I thought I knew a lot of stuff about just by actually being there. And that's basically all I wanted to talk about. Some of the takeaways and stuff that I took away from it, because been a fan of these dudes since they started, but I left I learned some more stuff about these guys. You know what I'm saying? But
I would say to your point about intimate shows, and yours, Jay, too, I think the fact that they did this show, I think it's different doing a show like this in the capacity that it was, but them doing it in their hometown.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was an intimate show, even though it was packed.
It was packed.
There was many times where Fonte stopped, and just was talking for 5 minutes, and then he would jump back into it. So even though we weren't up there touching him, it was still a very intimate show to me.
Pause.
So, nothing wrong with intimacy.
I just wanted to up there, camera on the shot.
Up there just touching him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Touching and intimate.
Yeah, This is what it,
Enjoy yourself.
Sometimes you got to enjoy yourself at the intimate shows.
Okay.
Hey,
Do you, man?
I didn't say touch yourself. I said touch.
He did not. Yeah, he did not.
But touching was involved. And intimate. So there you have it.
Cause for pause.
Did you have other takeaways that you want to?
Well, first of all, I owe Joe Scudder an apology. I gotta look at the camera too because I've been on his head, man. I owe Joe Scudder. I'm sorry, man. I apologize.
What do you apologize for?
Here's why: because I've always said that he wasn't necessary on Loving It. But seeing him, first of all, come out as a, what would you call it, like a special guest kind of surprise type vibe. So they rocked that joint. I believe it was close to last, if not last.
Second to last,
right? And he comes out and the crowd goes crazy. And I'm like, I looked at Lone and just started laughing because I'm like, Joe Scudder, here he is, right? And he delivers the hell out of the performance, rocks the verse. And I'm like, man, this verse really ain't as bad as I thought, seeing it live and seeing him jump into the moment. So I'm sorry, man. I apologize, man.
Yeah. Shout out to all you rap cabbage heads.
Yeah.
It also kind of helped that you were in, like y'all were saying, where they're from.
Yeah, maybe I got a little bit of that was sprinkled on there too. But
maybe got lost in the sauce.
But he jumped in the moment, though. I got to give him his P's. He jumped in the moment.
You know what's wild, though? How we talk about raps and things that we didn't like back then.
Mm-hmm.
Our bad raps are better than the good raps now.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying? So it does, hearing a lot of the newer stuff makes you appreciate some of the stuff that we didn't like back in the day. Just want to add that.
I mean, what Jay Moore said about seeing performances and how well they perform, hearing those records that I've heard for all these years perform live that way, I'm like, man, these records are, when they talk about not having hits and all that, to be able to come out there and control the crowd with those records carry over. That production, the songwriting, all that stuff that we've thought for years was elite and was dope. It really translates to a live performance. I hadn't experienced that yet because I've always listened to these records. I hadn't seen them perform like that. So to hear those beats and that production that Ninth was doing way back then on the listening and in the minstrel show, to see that translate live, those records are fire, man. They've stood the test of time, and it sounded like it did when I initially got introduced to them.
Yeah, and even the stuff after Ninth.
Yes, yes. It was stuff from Get Back that was performed and all the way up to the Glory and all that.
That just came out.
Yeah, they got a lot of records that translate well in a live performance, bro. And just to see so many different people spitting their lyrics to it. I saw women spitting their lyrics. I saw older fans spitting their lyrics. It was younger people there. I saw the performers, people that had performed earlier spitting Lil Brother's lyrics. To see all that stuff translate, like Tall Black Guy was performed earlier with Zoe, and I looked over and saw him spitting a verse to something that they were performing. So it was just really cool to see those records translate. I think they did a great job, great vibe. I just enjoyed it, man.
Did they play any of their solo stuff?
PT's 𝐇𝐄𝐿 for Dolo.
Yep.
Brought the
you got a new album about to come?
No, the song.
Okay.
It's like, he teased the beat for it. I was like, uh-oh. And then right when he's about to rap, he cut it and they went to something else.
Okay.
Yeah. I looked directly at Lone when that beat dropped because I was like, he's about to go off.
I think the biggest one for me was when it was like Life of the Party drop.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like that beat was just, that went off crazy.
Yeah.
But no, it was definitely a good time, man. It felt, again, it was intimate. It was, Crit did his thing.
Crit did his thing. Shout out to Big Crit.
Didn't see the cool kids though, and Tall Black Guy did well. But
yeah. All right, man. So there's been some emotional things going on.
Yeah,
a lot of responses, a lot of emotions in music, a lot of emotions in responses to music, a lot of emotional grown men out here, man.
Hey, it's good to have emotions. What do you mean?
These types?
And intimacy.
There's nothing wrong with emotions. We all have them.
Yeah.
Are you advocating to suppress emotions?
No.
No. But
in the words of H-Town, emotions make you cry sometimes.
Exactly.
They do.
There you go. No, that's a deep cut from the 90s.
Yes, sir.
Good job,
Bring
man.
that back. That song was all right.
It was all right.
You know that one?
No.
I'm gonna have to run it at the next one after work.
Yeah.
I agree with
folk.
I agree with the sentiment, but
No, that what he said right there though, that's one of them ones. He on the low. But no, man, Drake has been very upset, man. I think he's upset because what you call it, midterm.
Yeah,
he dropped a lot of midterms on his
it's
album.
a lot of midterms going on
For All of the Dogs.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the correct title for that. But,
I don't know. I only like one song. So
out of 23, is that how many was on there?
So I believe it's 23 joints on here.
20 too many.
Dang. Son.
But
Son.
did you guys?
That was a bar. Low key.
Yeah.
22 many.
22 many.
With 23. Hey, okay, sorry. On accident.
I just thought about what he said. That is a bar. Joe Budden, he's very upset with Joe Budden's, what do you want to call it, breakdown, analysis of the album, which
his
I
daddy
thought.
too.
Oh, is his daddy mad too?
His daddy mad too.
I thought what Joe said, Joe didn't sound like a hater to me. He just assessed it for what it was. But Drake came out and basically called him a failure. And
he wrote a whole dissertation.
I'm talking about y'all. Everybody's read that, right? Y'all read?
I don't know. Everybody home, have you read it?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know where you've been if you haven't.
I looked at it, but I'm like, look, Drake, if you are so into words, then why do you got so much stuff on this album you should have left in your draft folder? You know what I'm saying? Like,
because
you
people give him a pass every time.
You should have taken on some of this effort. Joe was a lot nicer to Drake than I would have been if we had the opportunity to sit and listen song by song and critique specific lyrics. Like, we don't have the license to play music on our show like Joe Budden does. I would not have been as kind as Joe was. Joe said several times, I like the record. You know, there's just some things I'm disappointed with. And I think Joe, I mean, they always try to make it personal, but remember, Joe is a rapper. And he is a wordsmith. I know some of y'all, all you know is Pump It Up, or you know him as a podcaster. But like, I actually listened to Joe Budden's music.
He was also in a group called Slaughterhouse.
He was in Slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse.
Let's not forget.
And his solo and the mixtape. Like, I was one of those people, like, I really like Joe Budden without knowing all this other stuff about him. And that's fine. But like, because I like lyrics. You know what I'm saying? I was somebody that didn't, I dug Joe Budden. Still do it. I dig him he's really the only outside podcast outside of people I know that I listen to.
Let's dive into some of the stuff that he said.
Yeah, let's get to it.
You talking about Champagne Poppy?
Some of the things that Drake said.
I mean, I have a whole quote here.
Once again, I wish he'd have taken as much time.
I wasn't expecting him to say champagne. I wasn't expecting him to say Champagne Poppy.
I can read what Champagne Poppy said.
Read what Champagne Poppy said, bro.
Said, you have failed at music, Joe Budden.
Oh, man.
You left it behind to do what you were doing in this clip because this is what actually pays your bills. For any artist watching this, just remember you are watching a failure give their opinion on his idea of a recipe for success. A quitter give their opinion on how to achieve longevity. Not me. You switched careers because the things that pop into your brain you had broke. Living check to check. Shouts to the French version of check. And the raps you write had 450 men showing up to your shows in dusty and nice jeans. Is that how you say that?
Nietzsche.
Okay,
keep going.
whatever.
You got it.
To screw up their face to Mood Music 29 and pretend you are the GOAT. Please, to any artist that's doing what they feel is right, don't let these opinions affect your mindset after that. Why is Drake caring about a Joe Budden when you are Drake? Anyways,
because he was a Joe Budden fan.
There it is.
That's why.
Or stan even at one point in time.
Openly.
Yeah.
Got you. So he continues. This guy is the poster child for frustration and surrendering. You retired and we never hung up your jersey. We don't even remember your number. We know you for doing this. You withdrew from rap not because you accomplished all you need to. It's because it wasn't working for you. I never want anybody in the generations to think that everybody's entitled to their opinion is a real thing. I kind of agree with that, but I'll continue. This is a man projecting his own self-hate and the fact I did and continue to do everything he wanted to do for himself. If you need to put it in simpler terms, I own a 767. He owns a modest house in the 973 and flies first class on special occasions. That is a weird, goofy statement at the end.
Yeah,
but anyways,
that's one of those weird flexes that
it's like, you have a plane.
Yes, it's one of the reasons why hip hop and rap is down 40% because we can't relate to that type of stuff.
Exactly,
anyway.
like because this is what's weird. He didn't realize. Okay, you thought you were going at Joe Budden, but you're basically going at everybody working person in America.
Everybody,
they think he ate when he said all that. They think he really ate, and I mean it's his opinion. He has every right to be mad at Joe Budden for that. But he could have just not said nothing. It would have been perfectly fine because he's going to do whatever numbers he's going to do regardless. Like everybody sitting here, we don't really rock with the project, right?
No.
But the masses do. The people that
I don't. Do you think?
Yeah.
it's going to be another number
there's
one.
a lot of people that still are rocking with this regardless.
I've heard the
it's
opposite,
because it's
but-
Drake.
But this is the thing.
It depends on what circle you're
In a
hearing it from.
streaming era, like I said, there would have been a time where none of us would have listened to this unless we would have listened to it for the podcast so we could discuss it and hate on it. Not so much
Not hate. Yeah, not
critique
hate.
it. Critique
not
it
hate.
from a
Hate on it because it is bad.
yeah, but we're like
But that's
when
not
I
hate.
listen to any album, like I come in here, I want to be able to critique something in good faith. I don't want to just come in here and,
Sure.
and talk bad about it because I feel like that's what we're supposed to do today. Like,
I've never done that. I just
yeah,
don't listen.
I mean, like I said, like, yeah. But I'm just saying that, like, sometimes rappers, they forget that, okay, you talking about, you know, Joe Budden. Joe Budden still he still has a Maybach and he has a driver. His house is probably still very nice. And flying first class occasionally is still better than the average American.
and
Joe
even
Budden-
considered, it's completely irrelevant to being a good,
yeah, and that doesn't
being
have,
successful.
and that doesn't have anything to do with why, you know,
That doesn't sound like a failure to me.
while that doesn't have anything to do with why you have all these whack lyrics about Esperanza Spalding and
Rihanna.
you in here dissing women who aren't thinking about you.
Yeah.
Like, some of that stuff is just corny, dog. He's 36 years old.
Man,
you
look,
can do better.
It's
You're a
called
grown
For All
man.
the Dogs, and he's dissing women on the album.
Yeah, because
That's
like,
crazy.
shout out to
because if you want to diss Joe Budden, like, just put out the deluxe and diss him on record.
I wouldn't do that.
These emotional Instagram posts, like, this ain't it, dog. Like, this is definitely not for the dogs.
Nah, it's not.
Nah, the music wasn't either.
Shout out to the homie Il Brown, producer from Chicago. He said if Joe Budden is a failure, then 98% of rappers and MCs are failures. And he uses a hashtag he's always used, no Aubreyism.
The thing about failure and somebody as successful as Drake calling somebody a failure is really unfair because, I mean, you're somebody that is at the height of pop music, the
Top
pop music mountain, pretty
One
much.
percentile.
You're right there with Beyonce and
Yeah.
Taylor Swift and all of them. Everybody does not achieve that type of musical success. That's just not how it works. Somebody like Joe Budden that took his musical career and transcended it and moved it over to the podcast lane,
Which everybody's doing.
which a lot of people are doing, yeah, and got a really good deal off of it.
True.
That's not being a failure. He's somebody that's respectful, that can talk about what he's talking about, and people will listen.
Of all the people that you can say where Drake says not everybody, gets an opinion, that is so completely irrelevant to this case. Because if there's anybody in the musical conversational realm that's able to talk about hip hop, it would be Joe Budden.
Exactly.
Agreed.
Who has done this, who can rap better than Drake, who has rapped better than Drake. You know what I mean? So
Who's
like,
dissed Drake in the past
yeah, I mean, like,
and then retired.
it's just, he pivoted and did something else is what it is.
I mean,
he's the most successful hip hop
He
commentator out there right now.
Isn't it on
probably.
the Joe
Probably.
Budden
Easily.
network? Does he own his podcast?
Yeah.
Isn't it on his own network? I'm confused about the number of people that, and I think some of it is just Drake stanism and just trolling, but I saw so many grown men trying to tell me that Joe Budden is a failure. I'm like, how? Everybody goes back to, man, he dropped Pump It Up and we ain't hear nothing else.
That's a lie.
So, first of all, that's cap. Second of all, that's your justification for fam being a complete fail. The word failure?
Third of all, Pump It Up was more successful than anything anybody's saying.
Thank you.
Anybody that's trying to say that Pump It Up wasn't a failure is still more successful than most everybody that I've seen say that Pump It Up wasn't a failure. That was a failure.
That's
I
the
feel
thing.
like I completely butchered that
I
statement.
know
But
where
you
he's
what
going. I know
I
where
mean,
he's going.
basically,
I know.
look, people were like, yeah, he's a one-hit wonder. Well, that's one more hit than you have.
Yeah, like,
You know what I'm saying?
you.
The average person who wants to criticize or all of a sudden jump out the window for Drake.
Yeah.
Like, like I said, Drake, if you got all these words for, like, you're one who put out the lyric, I got so many checks, I'm Czechoslovakian, or whatever you said, like, come on, dog. That was terrible.
How about the line where he talks about he thinks he's bi because he likes one of the guys.
I was like,
girls or
how are we
something? Come
going?
on, man.
We just gonna let you get away with
Yeah,
these
we
suspect
just gonna let you
lines?
slide with all of this stuff, man. That's wild. But back to Joe Budden, though.
Yeah, let's get back in there on that.
Because you can't classify somebody that never disappeared into oblivion a failure, for one.
Okay.
He came out, maybe you do think he had one hit, but he never fell off to the point where you didn't hear about him anymore.
True.
Like, he was able to use his musical success and get with Slaughterhouse, which was signed to Shady Records.
Right.
Yep.
Then he was on TV for the rap and hip hop soap opera shows.
Yep.
Then he moved on to his own podcast, and the podcast was crazy successful
Still is.
and was able to get a better deal than he got before, which is like one of the best deals beyond
Rogan.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, he's up there. Somebody that can move and shake in the podcast world like that and be relevant like that is not a failure to me.
If we keeping it a buck, Joe is one of the first artists to cross over into that and become like successful with it.
Yeah.
You know, Joe is one of the pioneers. If we look at how many people, artists have tried podcasts and failed, or just doing okay with it now,
he
or
threw
just quit.
academics a bone by being on the show with him because that kind of gave him more relevance.
Thank you. So the concept of failure,
I don't
they're losing me with that.
Well, this is the personal anecdote. I just hate when people try to call other people failures. I don't like the Western ideology behind it because it's all rooted in capital a lot of times too.
There it is.
But it's just true. It's just like, who is somebody to say, like, okay, he's a failure, what, because he didn't make X amount of money? Is he happy? I don't know. Drake's crying on this entire album, and now he's taking some emotional time off. So what are we gauging this
He needs
off?
that time off.
I'm just saying, like, what are we gauging this? Is it just on how much money you make? If that's the case, well, man, all right, that's cool.
Then, and we just talked about Little Brother, because then Little Brother is a failure.
Well, we already know the connection with them and Drake.
And if that's the case, well, I don't know. Drake stole his old style from Fonte, so there we are. I mean, early on at least.
Oh, he's used a few people's styles. Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna get back to the record. Let me tell you something.
Let's talk about the record.
There's nothing to talk about. It sucks.
I was like, Drake did something like that nobody's been able to do all year, and that's make a song with Sexy Red that nobody wanted to play in the club this weekend. And honestly, even if they did, you take Sexy Red off the hook, that song is dead on arrival.
How you mess up a Sexy Red feature?
So I'm just saying.
That's a weird thing to say.
Yeah, we can talk
because
about
she messes up everything. But
I mean, he right though in terms.
I'm talking about from when you know, like I said, seeing culture move and shake in real time.
it sounded like it was recorded in a bathroom too.
Yeah, it probably was. It was Sexy Red. But I'm just saying. Let's not. Okay, that was unnecessary.
Was it recorded? Maybe it was recorded on her phone.
Oh my gosh, man! Brilliant.
At a
Go ahead,
Cardinals
man.
game in the bathroom.
Oh, see, well, the Cardinals aren't playing right now, so I'm just saying.
That's why she was able to do it.
Stop. Okay.
There it is.
Now we've taken it way too far. No,
Go
we
ahead,
haven't.
go ahead,
no,
man.
we're here to pod today.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead, get back to pod.
No, and I'm just saying we keep making excuses for dude. You know what I'm saying? Even when he put out that dance, album or whatever, people are like, "Oh, you just don't get it," or like,
I don't want to get it.
And if
There's nothing to
even the
get.
song he put out with 21 Savage, like when usually they strike up a nice little chemistry, I'm like, no, this ain't it either.
Listen,
Like-
you know what's crazy? So he put out his dance album at the same time that Beyonce put out her dance album. The Renaissance tour was just a huge hit.
True.
We don't even talk about that. We don't even talk about that.
Worldwide. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
True.
You don't even talk about that album anymore. He's had another one since then that it was better than that
Well,
one.
no, I mean, I enjoyed the record he did with 21.
Yeah.
That was, if you were gonna call it something for the dogs,
It should have been
that's
that
what
one.
it would. But when you start off this album with,
on a track called
No,
Virginia
no.
Beach. So I just knew he was about to have some bars for Pusha T
pushing them.
and Pharrell.
Pharrell. Yeah.
I thought he was about to go in and awaken the beast, but
no, because he's a 36-year-old man and he only sees to get off on talking bad about women.
What do y'all think about?
So he don't have no smoke for dudes, or he talks about how the rest of us are poor.
Yeah.
That's all he can really do is talk about women and talk about how the rest of us are poor. Those are his bars.
Make some good music. That'd be cool.
You hit on something I wanted to touch on when you talked about Drake's age. Remember when Joe Budden talked about the music that he's making and what the age group is for the records that he's making? Like he's 36?
35, 36.
35, 36. And Joe Budden was kind of breaking him down, saying you making music for these kids that are like, 19, 20, 20 years old, and you grown. Like, where's the evolution? He said he used to go at Cole for not doing that. Now he likes Cole because Cole has evolved and sounds like he's making grown music at the age that he's at. What do y'all think about that? Do you think
Cole was just thrashing everybody?
Yeah, exactly.
He is.
Honestly.
What do you think about
that?
The
Was a
age
mistake for you to have Cole on that record with you. And the thing is, you probably had to sit with that verse and just realize there was nothing you could do. Because let that been me, I'd have accidentally erased that. I'm not gonna have somebody doing that to me on my record.
Is there something wrong with Drake being I've always called him a pop star. Is there something wrong with him making his music for a super young demographic as a pop star?
No,
that's
as a pop
his
star.
thing.
No, that's what he does.
That's his
like
thing.
like Taylor Swift even Beyonce to a certain extent is going to get out here and figure out what the wave is.
Yeah.
And she pulled it off and did a great job. It was a real
Made a whole bunch of money off of it.
A lot of money.
So, you know, it was a real, like, I didn't go to the Renaissance tour, but all the people it seems like there are people who the rest of the year is going to be let down the way they talk about this show.
Am I wrong when I say there's a way to go about the wave and still be grown?
He's not one of those artists, though.
No, I'm just asking. I'm just throwing it out there because I heard Joe talking about
Joe,
the age situation, who he's making music
He's
for.
just
and
not
the
one
core
of those
fan
artists, man. He's not going to address anything that's going on right now. He's not going to spark any interest as far as nothing that anybody that watches news or
Well, it didn't have to be
current events
political.
or things like that. But I'm saying, that generally when you talk about an artist that keeps on doing things that gets out of, you know what I'm saying, their comfort zone, they dibble and dabble in those type of areas and come back to what they're doing. Drake doesn't do that.
Drake is a pop star. He just makes pop music.
Drake is so popular
That's it.
in that lane of pop music that he has the luxury of not having to grow up.
Yeah.
Okay?
He doesn't
And then
do
his,
anything
and
relevant.
his fans are going to keep standing for him regardless.
Yeah, because he's all his music is like a lifestyle. Like
Yeah,
people,
that's exactly what it is.
It's a vibe.
It's like people they try to escape through his music.
It's like
He's not,
it's
you know.
for all the cats that never really got girls, so they listen to Drake because they think riding up listening to Drake is going to get them some girls.
I don't even know.
Yeah,
I should hope that's not anybody's strategy, but
I bet you it is.
I've actually heard grown men say men that don't listen to Drake are the ones that don't get the girls.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I'm married.
I mean,
I talked to
I ain't gonna sit there and say I don't listen to Drake, but I'm not one of them guys that just can't wait till Drake drops so I can, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not going to make
salivate
excuses
over it.
for him.
Nah,
that's the
I
thing.
see a
There's
lot of that.
people y'all making excuses for him putting out this mid,
Yeah.
and in places where some of these records are just terrible.
Yeah.
Like the lyrics are not good. You know, he's in here just phoning it in. And he's trying, and the thing is, phoning it in low effort music is what appeals to a certain demographic. So I get that, but for you to do it all the time, and for you to be as big as you are, where you can actually have the luxury of making a genuine artistic statement, and you just on here phoning it in, like, I'm sorry. Don't make excuses for this record. Take some time off, Drake. Actually think, like, because there was a time where I was like, oh, this Drake kid is about to be that guy.
His first couple albums.
Just think, I mean, we really talked about Kendrick, Cole, and Drake, and now
And people still say the same thing. They still say
but you
those
know what?
same
If it's-
three.
If we're putting 1, 2, 3, it is 1, 2, and a very distant 3. If you're talking about Drake, because
If
Drake
we're
is
talking
just
about
not there.
rapping, and we're talking about rapping, he's not even on the list.
As far as, like, remember we talked about the difference between artists and content creation.
He doesn't make rap records,
This
man.
is content
doesn't.
creation. This is barely even art.
Dang.
I was like,
I'll give him. See, I will say there is some artistic effort in there because his production is dope.
that ain't him though.
Yeah, but he's not
It's
producing his
him,
records.
But I mean, it has his name attached.
Maybe
to it.
selecting him. It's not like he's all the way just pouring everything out like certain people, but
I agree. I agree with that.
It's not
it's
terrible,
Just, it's
but
just so
it's not great.
low effort. It's just like so low effort, and it's just if he had records where he was actually rapping on, then I would feel okay talking about him on the show. But since he never raps and he just like la 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 la's, you know, the entire time, like I don't care, man.
The thing about it is he actually used a review from, I want to say, Take Care, where people were saying this album isn't good, this, that, and the other. Take Care was pretty decent to me.
No,
It
Take
was.
Care was more than decent.
Yeah, it was.
It
If
was.
we're talking about a classic album,
For
that's
sure.
one of his classic albums.
Yeah.
And so he actually posted that in comparison to what people were saying about this one. But the thing about this one is it just sounds so lazy, and it's just a repeat of everything that he's doing, man.
Take Care was different for its time.
Exactly.
And maybe,
This isn't.
And now I'm not trying to shoot him any bail, but like this makes a case for why you should not be trying to create on the road. You know, get yourself into a space where you're dedicated to actually.
Did he
creating a
record
piece
this?
of-
Did he record a lot of this?
I
in a
mean,
row?
apparently.
I don't
know.
know. Odyssey writes a lot of his stuff on the road, and all his stuff is amazing. So I don't know. You know what I mean?
Well,
Kind of depends, man. He just needs to get out of. Well, I can't even say it because it's not going to happen. We talk about this every time he drops an album. This is his pocket.
Yeah.
This is where he's going to stay. This is where he's comfortable at.
Yep.
So anytime you hear a Drake album, expect it to sound similar to this, around the same tones and vibes of that nature, because it's not going to change.
He does the same thing every time. It's like, okay,
It works for him.
It does.
He gives you some.
It's just
there's
not good.
something on there. Be like, okay, this is gonna bang.
Yeah.
Because once again, I listen to Be Critical, so we can have discussions here. But I also listen to like, okay, what could we possibly break in the club? Do you just break up the monotony of what it is we have to do? And he does, like, he always gives me a couple.
Yeah, he's going to give you a couple.
But then he gives me like, but then the rest of it is like, I'll never listen to any of this ever again.
But it always strikes me as very formulaic. Is I'm gonna make sure I get that one joint where I'm rapping, quote unquote, and then it's
Yeah,
just
but he fails at that. So
His first single was cool. The one with the video with the son in it. I thought that was straight. That was the first one that I heard. I don't even know the name of it.
That was actually the second one.
Was that the second one?
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's the first one that I
Yeah,
heard.
that was a decent one.
And that one came out. I was like, all right, cool. Maybe he's gonna be, doing something.
That's
on
the
this.
thing. That's his formula he follows. Every time before he drops an album, he drops a really good rap song before the album comes out. And it never follows the same pattern or feel of that rap song.
Most of those songs he blacks out on are called something and it's a city,
like
right?
a city or a time or something like. I can't
8
remember.
a.m. in Charlotte was this one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's that one, right?
But
Which I liked.
I you know what? When it comes down to just the recording process, it's probably just a lot easier to get on there and just sing a whole bunch of random stuff and have somebody capture it and then just turn it into a song than actually write something.
And knowing that it's going to be successful when you do it. Yeah.
He knows he can get on and go, ha-da-da, ha-da-da, and then it's going to work.
Yeah, man.
I'm just saying. Whatever.
I know that joint will be, once it clears whatever the cycle, that joint will be number one on all of the
playing streaming games, man. 23 tracks. It's not 20. Come on.
So far, it's been the J. Cole song has been number one, and just here recently the one with him.
Yeah, because of J. Cole.
Him and
I didn't think that
what's
song was
that guy? Yeet. The one with him and Yeet is now number one. So it's going back and forth between the Yeet song and the J. Cole now.
Let's move on. I'm getting annoyed by Drake.
All right, well, I don't want my brother.
Don't drink and drive.
Yeah, I don't want my brother getting annoyed.
It's just like he put out an R&B album and we're talking about it on a hip hop show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not mad at it. It's just like one of those things. It's like, of all the things, the fact that we have to talk about him is just annoying.
You know what's crazy? What you just said is a very fair assessment. It's damn near R&B album.
It's not. I mean, it is. He
Especially that
rapped
second
twice.
half where it gets really bad.
Yeah.
Again,
The first half, there's
Move
some
on.
things I can
Man.
figure out. But
It's
the
for all
second
the
half,
dogs, man. It's for all the dogs.
Move
Yeah.
on.
which kind of dog, though?
Don't matter. What's
Poodles.
next? Move on. Hard stop. Transition.
Shih Tzu.
Thanks to our partners. Dr. Coleman of Coleman Dental is our go-to dentist. He's a longtime Indianapolis arts and music supporter located right in Broad Ripple. Printfinity is a screen printing shop based in Indianapolis, owned and operated by our own DJ Jay Diff. Our good friends at Indie CD and Vinyl operate one of the best record stores in North America. Shop new and used in their site or visit them in person. And the best way to support the New Old Heads is to visit our Patreon and become a member for as little as $3 a month. All details on newoldheads.com.
All right, shout out to our partners as always. Appreciate it.
We having a good time tonight. We just just our thoughts. Just our thoughts on some things,
I don't know. I wasn't enjoying myself during that Drake section.
Did you enjoy
Emotional?
Well, you didn't enjoy
I saw it slowly just taking.
Well,
taking over
when you didn't
slowly
enjoy
but
the
surely.
album, you're not going to enjoy talking about the
Way too much Drake, though. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I apologize for the.
Yeah, I mean, don't
extended
apologize.
Drake. No, to him.
I mean, but that's going to drive the algorithm.
I don't care, man.
I know.
Keep bringing it up, though.
know.
Keep bringing it back up. See? It's like saying
Triggered?
Candyman.
It is like that's 3 of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
He might pop. Drake might pop.
Drake. Show up.
Were you guys fans of the multicolored hairpins?
Oh, my God.
I give 0.
There's no way.
Did you curse? Did you just curse?
He did.
Hey, he's got to edit all this.
He's
So
gonna edit it.
yeah,
I mean, yeah.
Who cares about him wearing berets in his hair? Berets.
Berets.
Or barrettes or whatever you call them, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool on that.
I don't care, man.
I
just
definitely
saying,
don't want to talk about that.
All right, that's cool. All right, man. We've been talking about podcasters. Let's talk about the homie Wallo. Wow, now this is very random. He writes a letter to rap. I don't know if I agree with some of the statements in this here letter that he wrote, but I'll read some of this and see what you gentlemen think.
Okay.
So, in his letter to the rap game, he says the landscape of the rap industry is undergoing a remarkable transformation, and it's becoming increasingly evident that today's fans have become more discerning and sophisticated in their tastes.
What?
Yet it's intriguing to observe that many artists' teams have yet to catch up with this evolving dynamic. The era of relying solely on flashy jewelry, ostentatious fashion choices, references to drugs, and flaunting firearms to capture attention is fading into obscurity. What truly resonates with audiences now is not the gimmicks, but rather the power of authentic, high-quality music.
What is he talking about?
Where has this brother been?
Prison.
Man, yeah, that's right. I literally just did the Westbrook face in my head.
What?
Because you remember Juicy J came out and talked about I think he said 40%, yeah, and how rap is fading and trending downward and all that. But Wallo came in with this letter. Based off what I just read, there's no way he's been. Can you not pay attention? Because I don't know what he's talking about here with especially high quality music, rather the power of authentic high quality music. Where is this being received, especially on the mainstream, or am I missing something?
Nah.
Look, one of the most high quality rap release I've heard, not just this year, but in years, is the Killer Mike. And that is not setting the Billboard or whatever on fire.
Right.
But we can't use that as a metric. Because once again, Killer Mike is an artist. He's not a content creator. Just like we've talked about before.
I mean, but it says for a significant period, it seemed like attention-grabbing antics and manufactured controversies were the driving force behind the rap game's success.
Still is.
However, this era is gradually drawing to a close. The numbers, particularly those on platforms like YouTube and Spotify, Apple charts, are painting a starkly different picture. They reveal that it's not the manufactured motion or shock value that propels artists to the forefront, but the quality of their music and the genuine connection they establish with their listeners.
I beg to differ.
That is absolutely false.
Yeah.
Bro,
Unequivocally
We're in the
false.
era of Sexy Red,
I must be tripping because
Sukiyana, and before that it was Old Town Road guy.
And a whole bunch of people in between.
Yeah.
Sure, there are always going to be niche hip hop fans that, definitely want that, and they're not going to pay attention to it. But we can go no farther than the numbers of our own show, depending on what segment we talk about and clip we talk about, to show that is absolutely not true. Like, sure, we get I would say better listenership from the segments where we do deep dives into this stuff.
Right.
Like the quality of the listen is definitely higher. But if we're talking about sheer numbers and the amount of people that we grab whenever we kind of talk about something that kind of falls in this other category that he's talking about, those numbers are supremely higher, and it's not even close.
Look, when we talk,
I can't believe he wrote this.
When I look at the numbers of what the segment did when we just talked about the Megan and Tory thing,
Yeah.
and you compared to when we talked about Killer Mike.
Yeah.
Or Little Brother ever.
Yeah.
Or anybody underground
even close.
ever. Like, yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about, man.
Like, I was more interested, when I saw the thing with Juicy J, when he said, oh, the numbers are down 40%. Like, okay.
That's why the numbers are down, because the quality isn't there.
The quality's not there. People aren't even, they're like, they're doing one take and be like, all right, next. It doesn't matter. We just got to get these numbers up so we can put out these verses and get our streaming together.
So why is this? My question is also, this is starting to pop up. Ebro was talking about, y'all get ready for a shift. Remember we were talking about the Afro Right.
But at the same time, you see Burna Boy's record, what the numbers?
I did not see.
It didn't set the world on fire. Like, it's just crazy because the numbers didn't set the world on fire, but like, he can sell out a stadium.
Yeah, he can.
So there's a disconnect from even what people are streaming to what people will pay money to go see.
Yeah.
I'm just tripping on this analysis because, like I said, it has to be something.
He's getting cosigns in there. Like, Problem is in there cosigning him, saying that he agrees. Ebro is saying the same thing.
They agreeing with Wallo?
Yeah, they're clapping their hands. D1 Music is saying the same one. And these are all... I'm sorry, I don't see it.
I don't either. Maybe it's on their side, maybe, but as far as quality, I'm not seeing that.
Look, I'm an old man.
No way.
That's still in the club.
And I'm looking for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
And like I said, like, shout out to Wallo and Ebro, but at 1:30 in the morning on Saturday morning, they're probably at home asleep. Like, where I should be if I wasn't getting money.
I heard that.
I usually agree with Wallo.
Well,
Me
maybe.
too.
Shouts to Overwhelming Slice in the chat. Said, I think he's speaking to the fact that rap is losing popularity.
Yeah.
Well,
Is
it's because the quality is not good.
Or it's like people are willing to buy into the visual and the social media aspect. Like, is anybody like, okay, Ice Spice, it works on a certain level, and like, okay, she got a Dunkin' Donuts deal. Good for her. I'm glad to see people come up like that. But is anybody like really like, man, can't wait for that Ice Spice album to drop?
But how am I supposed to?
You know what I'm saying? Not like, think about when we, you know, it didn't matter when I remember going to, once again, I'm a new old head, so I'm gonna take you back. I remember going to the record store every week, like, y'all got that Snoop Dogg album? Y'all got Doggy Style? They'd be like, try again next week, because this is when things were a lot more, you know, just fluid as far as when you might actually get an album. You know, like all these people who are out now, nobody's like, oh, I can't wait for that album to hit. When that album is going to be a problem. No,
right.
It's not
because
what it
the
is
album
now.
never is a problem. It's always a couple songs.
Yeah.
And I think one of the problems is people need to actually get back to manufacturing whole albums. Like, put together a body of work that somebody can really sit down and enjoy, versus putting out a song or two that may get popular or heard on the radio, or somebody may make a TikTok dance out of it. If people would focus on the artistry of actually making this music right and making it sound good and quality control, then things would probably be different.
But you can maintain your fame right now by not putting out an entire body of work. Once again, we talked about Cardi B before. She hasn't put out an album in 5 years, but her fame hasn't waned, despite the fact that, like, that song that she put out with Megan Thee Stallion was dead on arrival.
Yeah, here's the interesting thing about this statement is I agree with what he's saying about the landscape changing in the way that it's not the same as it used to be as far as the types of gimmicks. But as far as gimmicks are concerned, gimmicks are still super huge. It's just kind of changed, and it's all based around, it just happens really fast now. And I think the gimmicks are changing is all.
Content creation and social media.
Yeah, I mean, but the gimmicks are still there. They're still super prevalent, you know, and I wish it wasn't the case, but I don't know. To me, I don't think this is true at all.
As I read it, sometimes you read things, context is important. I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing something, because
some of the stuff he's saying is true.
No, I'm not. I feel you, but what I'm saying is, as I read this, it's not that hard for me to. I don't think I'm missing anything. He's saying what he's saying. I just don't agree. Like the two paragraphs that I read, I don't agree with. I don't see it. I just don't see
people gravitating to high quality music.
Yeah, like, where is that happening at? Is that something we missing?
I mean, I think people always gravitate towards music they enjoy, and I agree. I think there's always people. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're always critical. We've been critical of this stuff since episode 1. You know what I mean? But, you know, we just talked about Drake numbers. You know what I mean? Like, this is not a good project, and people are right there behind it in a different type of gimmick. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing a gimmick in a way. Now, granted, he's not doing rap music, but
that's what they call it.
You know what I mean? But he said, in this transformed landscape, the practice of paying for a feature for a more established artist is no longer guaranteed success. True. That hasn't been a thing for a minute.
Yeah.
You know, it's increasingly apparent that each artist has their own unique impact, and success is often built on the individual merit rather than collaborations around. That's sure. That's true.
I like that.
This shift underscores the importance of hoping one's craft, producing compelling and resonant music, and cultivating a genuine fan base. None of that is not true, but none of that also does not mean that at the same time you can't garner a real fan base outside of music. Like, people are becoming popular outside of music and then also doing music. And those are the people that are popular right now. It's not, you know, the people that are like, it is different, but it's like we have, like you said, it's content creators. We have content creators that are becoming famous, and then they also do music too.
I just don't see it.
He's just wrong. He's just wrong on this.
He might be wrong.
I think he's wrong. I know there's a lot of people that are agreeing with him, and I agree with a lot of the sentiments, but in general, I don't see it. And I pay attention to this stuff.
I would love to, like you said, I would love to, but I gotta.
I wish I saw.
Be a big no for me.
I wish I saw this
respectfully
high quality hip hop that's coming through, but I some of the stuff is barely even mixed correctly. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these people, I can just tell. Okay, it's like, okay, one take, let's move on. Yeah, because we got to do 25 songs so we can get our streaming numbers together. No, this is not the era of high quality music.
Your boy Ice-T, I don't know if you saw that, but he was being interviewed and he talked about full albums, and you know, Terry was talking about how there were stories and certain concept albums and reading liner notes and going through all that. And he said he doesn't think that's going to return anytime soon because everything is so microwaved. And he said, he talked about how personal, we've talked about this before, how personal you can get with records and how they were set up. So, you know, we talk about high quality music. Yeah, if I was seeing a lot more of that, then maybe I'd be like, yeah, Wallo, you on to something. But everything is still microwave to me. Instant music, 30 seconds, and we on to the next one. So
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe his, yeah, I mean, I'll just close out and say, I think in general, a lot of what he's saying is true in this statement. But I don't believe it's, I don't think it's moving in a way that's like necessarily positive, if that makes sense. I think it's just doing more of the same in a different way.
Shout out to Wallo. He's had some great things to say, especially when he's trying to give some game to dudes about the street life and how to navigate away from that and create something better for yourself. But right here, I don't feel him on this. If he could point me directly to where all this high quality music is,
I would love to see it.
That'd be one thing. But honestly,
but that's not really what he's saying, is it?
Yeah, that's what it sounded.
That's what it sounded like to me for some of it.
He says, what truly resonates with the audience now is not the gimmicks, but rather the power of authentic, high quality music. That's not true.
Yeah, the only thing that resonates.
You know what I'm saying?
The only thing that resonates with people is gimmicks.
Yeah, it's just gimmicks. It's gimmicks that you can consume in 15 seconds.
Yeah,
exactly.
What do you think? All this TikTok, these are all gimmicks.
Yeah, it's all gimmicks.
So yeah, whatever.
Hey man, microwave generation, brother.
Yeah,
I mean, we have short clips that we drop every week. Those are gimmicks.
Yeah.
I mean, not really, but I mean, it's just a way to hopefully get you interested, so you come check out our full content where we talk about this. You know what I mean?
There you go.
So check this out. This made me feel extremely old.
Check it.
But I think this is one of the most powerful projects ever dropped at ATL. I'm Serious by T.I. So this joint, I believe, is 22. Just turned 22.
This is 21 in your thing.
Is it 21? I could have messed it up. It was October 9th, 2021. We always go Outkast. We go Goody Mob. We go, a lot of the OGs in the South. But I remember this album, first of all, it was dope. I remember some of the singles, but the production, when he had the Neptunes, Jazzy Faye. I think Toop did the majority of it as I'm looking at it here. But I remember this album ringing off. I ain't even like T.I. like that.
That's not even his success story.
Trap music came out after this.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, trap music was the one that
but I remember
put him on the map.
I remember listening to this though, because somehow I got this. Now how, I don't know. But I remember getting this project because trap music would be the following year.
Yeah, that was the second one.
Yeah, because I'm Serious was on LaFace.
Yeah,
was it LaFace?
And he tried to go in there and ask for more money. It'd be like, you saw that album didn't sell nothing.
Yeah.
Right?
Man, I remember the joint. What's your name? I had Pharrell on it. I think Too Short was on there. Beanie Man. He must have had a budget.
Yeah, that was because the first single had Beanie Man on it.
That was more like an underground classic.
So y'all would go trap music by far over,
absolutely
over I'm Serious. I know some people that love I'm Serious.
No, I'm not saying that anything is wrong with I'm Serious. But as far as being a success for
it's way more successful. Yeah.
Trap music is the one that pretty much did it for him.
Yeah, that had Rubber Band Man.
I was trying to compare them. Yeah.
Everything was on there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm Serious
because he had two.
He kind of even switched his image a little bit between I'm Serious and trap music.
We just talked about remembering and not remembering. Before I start messing up, y'all might be right.
Yeah, that's why I didn't vote for this
because I forgot about the singles.
I'll just be honest. I don't listen to T.I.
Yeah,
so
hey, I'm Serious.
I don't know really any of it except for a couple records.
Might have had one single.
The song with Beanie Man.
That was
y'all
it.
are right. Y'all are right.
He shot one video. That was it.
Yeah,
so
trap music is the one.
So it's like, how important is this to the ATL South? I mean,
it's really not.
I feel like we need somebody from Atlanta or the South on here to actually talk about that. I don't know.
Maybe I thought that mug was bubbling underground more than it was.
No, it wasn't.
I'm not saying it's the marquee album. I'm saying maybe I'm thinking that album was bubbling more in the underground than it was.
If we're talking about Atlanta albums, that's not one of them.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
There's Gucci Mane.
Welcome to the Trap
Was
House.
that mixtape? No, that's the album.
Jeezy's first album.
Yep.
Thug Motivation
101.
Yep.
T.I. Trap music.
Yep.
Of course, Outkast, whatever they put out.
They drop. Yep.
But I think
then Lil Jon and them.
But I think those three that you took it to the next level in the 2000s. Because it was almost like, okay, we got Outkast, we got Goody Mob. They held it down from 94 until, but they were like Gucci
the next wave.
Yeah, they were like that next wave.
You know what?
That really took Atlanta to the championship.
I got these records confused because I'm looking at the track list on trap music. I was thinking doing my job was my joint. I was thinking that was on I'm Serious. Yeah. But all of these records that you guys are talking about, yes. Yes.
Your trap music went off.
Wow, man. Because I do remember having I'm Serious, but to y'all point about it being the one, quote unquote, I can't.
You're like, see, the thing when I'm Serious, that was an album that they were pretty much manufacturing.
Yep.
to have all the sounds that were popular at the time. So you had production from Pharrell, Toomp. You know what I'm saying? They were following that formula.
Because honestly, I remember hearing that. I was like, what is Beanie Man even doing?
That's right. Because he had the budget.
He was hot. Well, Beanie Man was hot.
That's right. He had Girls Dip Sugar with Maya.
Yep.
So when trap music came out, T.I. did him. It was more so, this is me. This is really who I am. And that's the one that was a better album.
Production too, because he leveled up. It went to Ye and Kanye, still more tuned.
David Banner.
David Banner had the single for Rubber Band Man that they recorded it like behind something. I can't remember.
I think David Banner said he was homeless when they recorded that song.
Pulled up in the van. Yep. Huh. Well, okay.
Yeah, you were mistaken on that one, good sir.
Because I got some of the records confused. I did. Because I remember I'm Serious Bubbling, but that was that early tip, the forced, like you said, the forced.
I remember him visiting the basement when I'm Serious came out, and he had a gold toothpick.
Yep.
By the time trap music came out, he was wearing his hat all the way off his head, and the toothpick disappeared because he gifted Tigger one of the gold toothpicks.
Oh,
dang! How you remember that?
I just got a mind full of useless information.
So here's something. Apparently, Westside Gunn has said in a recent interview with Rolling Stone that he's not going to be putting out any more studio albums. Westside says, making a studio album, I'm done with all that. It's back to dumping until I don't want to dump no more. I'm going to have fun now. It's no more pressure. This album was pressure to me. So
what is dumping?
I think just dumping songs off. So I think he's done making studio albums, like the whole thing, but he's probably still gonna put music out.
Mixtapes.
So let's say if this is his last project, how do we look at Westside Gunn's catalog? Because he considers himself, one of the elites. Got a legendary catalog. I can pull it up.
He does.
You think he does as a solo artist?
He absolutely does. He's just, when you put him in comparison as just strictly an MC and a rapper next to Benny and Conway, he's number 3. This is what it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he's not good.
But he's not a distant 3.
No,
I mean, based on the album,
I'm gonna say distant.
No, based on how
I'm talking about as a rapper.
Okay,
if we're talking about as a rapper, but if we're talking about just albums that he's put out,
I'm talking about the projects.
No, if we're talking about projects, he's right up there. If he's not first, because he knows how to put a really good project out.
That's true.
Of all the Griselda records, what's better than Pray for Paris?
I like Tana Talk 3.
I was gonna say Tana Talk. Yeah, I was gonna say
Benny's first commercial release was really good to me.
Yeah, they don't really miss super heavy. Like they're pretty consistent across the board.
Boom, 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 boom.
Even his mixtape stuff.
He got now the mixtape catalog.
Like I've never heard a Westside Gunn song and been like,
oh
man, he's draking. You know what I mean? Like he's not taking anything off. He's still doing stuff. He's not doing Currency type stuff either. Where Currency seems like he takes records off sometimes. So
I like it.
No, I mean just that's one of the things I like about Westside is he has such a cohesive sound. It's not like all of a sudden he's like, okay, let me get one off for the West Coast. Let me get the girl song. Let me do something for the South. Let me go ahead and do. It's when you listen to Westside Gunn, you're listening to a Westside Gunn album. He is not trying to play those games.
You said you made a good point. You said just because he's not quote unquote the best rapper or the best lyricist doesn't mean that he can't curate dope projects.
Nipsey Hussle is not the best rapper in the world, but Victory Lap is almost flawless.
Jesus.
You know what I mean?
Man,
you don't have to be the super greatest intricate rapper to put out a great project. You just have to be good and know how to put a project and a song together in a good way. You know what I mean? Anyways,
shout out to dude popping out.
NLE Choppa sued by Rodney O over who TF up in my trap. 21 Savage will perform in London for first time ever at homecoming show.
Shout out to Rodney O.
Everlasting bass.
Okay.
Maya Jama, and Stormy's our IG official rapper picks Love Island host up at the airport.
What is that?
What is that? Jay Moore, you said, what is that?
No, I don't know who these people are.
Oh, okay.
Jada Pinkett Smith reflects on dealing with bouts of depression and drops a new book next week.
Oh, of course. It's a rollout.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell plays Kanye West and Jay-Z while DJing a frat party. I did see that.
That was funny watching that.
Will Ferrell looked like he was really concentrating.
Yeah.
This video of this?
He was just like,
all right, I gotta hit this button at the right time.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I didn't know they had. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch that.
I think I saw Snoop share it.
It was at whose frat party?
His son.
His son's frat party?
USC.
Alpha Mu. Sigma
mad at
Alpha Mu. Jennifer Hudson and Renee Rapp team up to cover Beyonce hit. Ooh.
Yeah, don't do that.
They
Travis
did pretty
Kelce.
good.
Jennifer Hudson sang. Don't do
They
that,
did
Jim Moore.
Dangerously in Love.
Don't do that.
It was good.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Halle Berry reflects on filming The Color Purple.
Oh, Halle Bailey.
Oh, thank you. Halle Bailey reflects on. Wait, Halle Bailey was on the.
No, there's a new one coming out in Christmas.
I was like, wow.
Or at Christmas.
Man, she ages really well.
She's Benjamin Button out here.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not trying to be funny, but that's Black America. We don't need to revisit The Color Purple. We got enough problems.
So
right
they've
now.
actually
the set was like going to a
redone it.
cookout.
They redid it to where it doesn't end the same way either.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, no, it's not. It's not good.
I don't know.
The videos the previews that I've seen of it actually look pretty decent.
Okay.
Bad Bunny reveals new out. This is going to be a new segment that we have to do every week.
I love it. I love
Find out what we actually care about.
Yeah.
I
What
love
do
how
the new old heads care about? Bad Bunny reveals new album title and release date
Yeah, I don't care.
called Unpreview.
it's going to say.
Birdman said that Bad Bunny was signed to Drake.
What?
That's what he said.
That's a smart man then.
Okay, Playboy.
If it's true.
Yeah, whatever. It's probably
Okay,
not, it's probably not true.
T.I. receives Fashion Icon Award during Atlanta Fashion Week. T.I.
Atlanta Fashion Week.
Oh, that's
Well,
neat.
at least it's on brand.
All right.
Toni Braxton celebrates her birthday with near nude photos.
All right. Let's see him.
Get your
All
old
right, let's
ass
vote
out.
for
Wait, man, don't disrespect.
Tony Braxton.
Yeah, it was
don't
going wrong. Like
disrespect
25 years ago, I've been into that, but you know.
You get the opportunity right now. You be
Here you go.
See what
Here
you're
you go.
talking
No,
about.
I mean, because
Here you go.
because now I'm of an age where I like old women.
That's 150.
You want a little seasoning on your
Yeah,
on your
So
fries.
I mean, because thing is, when you out and about, you see
This
how
isn't
these,
a near nude photo. I mean, I guess kind of.
not really.
No, it's not, man. That's
She's wearing an entire curtain. Like,
That's cap.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That was just clickbait.
Yeah.
She's,
and we
she's
clicked
looking
on it.
all right, though. She's looking
No,
good.
she looks great. She
It's
looks great.
spectacular.
And I look like
keep the same energy, Jay Moore. Don't do that.
because I look. Yes, I look at. I follow the Nicole Murphys of the world. I follow these seasoned women because that's what I like. These young girls. Let me tell you something. These young girls are so ugly out here these days.
Ugly.
You know what I'm saying? They all look like they eat hot Cheetos for breakfast. And,
Wow.
and-
Diet is messed up. pH
and
balance ain't right.
They think Casamigos is a food group. Young girls is out here doing bad.
what else they eat with the hot Cheetos in the morning.
I mean,
Pickles.
probably not much else. No,
fried pickles.
No fruits, no vegetables, no water. Like young ladies, start drinking more water.
They just
Please
looking,
drink water.
They're just
Yeah.
looking for lobsters and crabs.
Mixed with Cheetos.
Yeah.
All right. Plies can't stop thirsting over Britney Spears.
That's pretty funny. Do y'all be
Look how
watching
she
those
looking at
videos?
me.
Look how she's looking at me.
First of all, Plies is hilarious. I haven't watched him in a long time.
What do you be
but Plies
calling
is
her?
hilarious.
His what do you be calling Brittany, man? That stuff be funny to me.
Plies is hilarious. Now I don't know about this, but he's
I don't know what he called my little purple rain.
Yeah, he switched it up. He called her something else too.
He
I
said,
can't.
Plies caption, I've been watching this since the last night, my little purple rain. Look how she looking at me. Look how she
that's
looking at
that's a
me.
decent little Plies.
Don't nobody bother me today, okay?
Yeah, he been on Brittany for a minute now. He be like, look at Brit.
Let's see. J-Rock shares new freestyle over Jay-Z instrumental. I did listen to that. It was good.
Okay.
Always fool with J Rock.
Yep. Birdman and Rick Ross have a relationship.
Or have no relationship.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to fabricate it. They have no relationship. Former confirms there's no drama.
Okay, next.
Yeah. LeBron James reflects on Rich Paul's success amid 60 Minutes. Who cares?
Shout out to Rich Paul.
I did watch that 60 Minutes.
That was a rollout.
Yeah, because for his book.
LeBron James dropping an album.
I hope not.
Doja Cat Paint the Town Red Tops 100 for a third week.
She also
her.
wore a
I
suspect T-shirt.
I like that.
What was on
Yeah, I
the
heard
t-shirt?
about that. Yeah.
I don't know, was
Those
it-
some
is
foolishness.
Is it some stuff about her showing feet?
It's
Similar.
It's along that same line.
See,
Yeah.
once we try
The
to show
racist
some
chat
love.
room type thing.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out real quick as you go down your list to Jermaine Dupri. He got a martyr bus rapping.
What the
They
hell
got-
is a martyr bus?
Martyr? That's the
Marta?
public bus down
Yes,
in
a bu-
Atlanta. They got his face
Oh,
on
the
the side of
public
the whole
transportation.
bus,
Yes,
public
it's-
transportation.
Oh, like a mural? Like a.
Yeah, like they have him rapped on the bus that's driving around the city.
Oh, okay. He said martyr bus?
Marta.
It sounded like
That's
you
their
said martyr,
transportation
but
system.
yeah, Marta.
Marta bus.
Like
okay.
how ours is Metro
Metro.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
or
Shout out-
Indigo now.
Indigo. Yeah. I was
Yeah,
confused.
well deserved, man. JD, a whole legend down there. So shout out to him.
Outs, yeah. Britney Spears fans think she hurt herself in another new Instagram post.
Was the knives involved?
Oh, that was that one, wasn't it? That
Probably.
was like only 2 days ago, though. Chloe Bailey's hot bikini posts aren't over just because summer is.
All right.
All right, next.
Yeah.
I wish her music was as good as her pictures.
Yeah.
Well, oh, she makes music? I didn't know that. KSI reveals insanely expensive mouth guard ahead of what?
What?
Tyson Fury fight.
How did it? Oh, I was somehow sports got mixed in with music headlines here.
Oh, maybe they just.
I think I'm in the wrong place. Whatever.
Oh,
YNW Melly and YNW Portland witness.
that's what it says.
YNW Portland witness tampering.
Boy, man.
What's his name? So his name is YNW Portland witness tampering.
Wow.
Or is his name YNW
Nah, it's
Portland?
probably
No,
just
no, it's YMW.
YNW
Like,
Portland.
yeah, they don't put commas in these headlines.
So okay, YNW Melly and YNW Portland
Why is his name
Witness.
Portland?
Witness tampering charges get new details.
That's wild.
Okay,
His mama named him Portland.
Portland, huh? All right.
That's why he in jail.
Cameron compares relationship with Just Blaze to Russell Wilson and Marshawn Lynch.
Oh, that Marshawn Lynch conversation was dope.
Hilarious, man.
So my question is who's Marshawn and who's Russell?
He's Cameron probably fancies himself to be Marshawn,
I
and
would say.
Just Blaze is Russell Wilson.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I would say so.
Kanye West and Julia Fox's relationship included boob job offers.
what?
When Fox first crossed paths with Ye, she felt as though she could open so many doors for her. Who cares?
Who's Julia Fox? Is
That's his wife, I think. Oh, no.
that was
That's
she
the
was
other
in
one.
Uncut Gems, wasn't she?
Oh, that was the
Uncut
other. That
Gems
was the
chick?
one for the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wasn't even cute.
Yeah. Method Man shares wild shroom story with Tupac, Diddy, and more. And he also said that he used to buy wet from Big L.
Yeah, Cameron. No, not Cameron.
Meth.
Method Man.
That
Yeah,
was on Drink Champs, I think.
Okay.
Method
that's
Man
where he
out
was
here.
talking about The Wire. That Mike is still yet to start.
Something wrong with your internet at the crib?
Man, we were on an 8-9 hour trip on the road.
Did you drive?
Not
I
all of
drove
it.
some of it.
Not
so
all
you
of
had
it.
enough time to watch a couple episodes?
Yeah.
He could have watched an entire season.
Dang.
I'm just saying.
What type of stuff is that, man?
You know, shouts to DeCarlo.
Are you scared of it?
DeCarlo hasn't seen it either. I was
What?
I was a little surprised.
Yeah.
What is up with y'all cats, man?
Yeah, but DeCarlo's not here, so we're going to talk about you.
I know it. I know it. I know it. I know it.
That's mad wild to me.
And this fool actually says, you could be watching The Wire right now.
I did say that on the
And you
trip.
didn't do it.
Yeah.
And
Still didn't do
I
it.
couldn't pull it up. I didn't know what it was. I didn't have access to any streaming on my phone.
You got unlimited plan?
Yeah.
So you couldn't have just put the Max app on your
I
phone?
don't got the Max app on my phone.
Man, it's almost like you know somebody that has the Max.
I might. But
That
it's
might have
I
been
might
sitting
could.
right next to you.
Yeah, I mean, I have it on my phone.
Y'all see the
Got
one
it
where
on mine too.
y'all see the one where Cameron was clown. He says he clowns Just Blaze over while revealing Jay-Z was mad over Old Boy. I guess
No,
it
I
was
didn't
some
see that.
samples.
This has got to be a new segment. We got to do this every
I
week.
love you read these, bro.
We got to do this every week for like 10 minutes.
This is almost like the what's his name, David Letterman, when he used to read off them cards.
Oh,
When
yeah.
people used to send in the topics or something.
I think you
I think we might have
got something there,
we
Lone.
might have found something.
I love hearing you read these. This is like reading the producer list. Oh, not the
Halle
not the
Berry.
producer.
Halle Berry. Man,
She looks great.
And her eyes are more wide. I don't know what's going on.
What were we doing when you were reading? Oh, we were going through the Wikipedia pages.
No,
and he was reading production credits and
Yeah.
features and stuff.
It would be N-words don't F with me. And
Yo,
it would just be.
Oh, wait. Hold up here. Azealia Banks claps back at Drake after Joe Budden comments.
Oh my
what'd
god.
she say?
Nobody cares.
Yeah,
Kanye West and Son Saint hit up soccer game in Italy. Bianca Sensori? Not spotted. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh,
Man,
Sometimes
that's
you
some
go out
news.
with your significant other.
Oh, man, that's some news. Stephen A. Smith hilariously trolls the Cowboys after his... Why is it? Oh, sports, sorry. 50 cents.
Said son.
50 Cent displays Diddy lawyer up and insinuates alleged involvement in Tupac's ...
Yeah, because Keefe D was there's an interview where Keefe D is asking Diddy for money.
Mm.
Like
bet you I know what platform that was on.
One of those platforms.
I got an idea.
Yeah.
This is the art of dialogue.
Was it art on that one? Okay. Well, you know who I thought it was. He already told on himself for like 2 or 3 years ago on the other one. So the art of dialogue just added on top of what he had already said, if we being honest.
Birdman says, Birdman reacts to Kanye West labeling Cardi B an industry plant.
What did he
He
say?
pretty much didn't say anything. He just said he don't.
I can't actually see anything.
Yeah, he pretty much just said that he doesn't throw people under the bus, so to speak.
As he threatens Joe Budden. Got it.
That's who threatened Joe Budden.
Birdman? Yeah, he definitely was saying you can't F with the GOAT or something to that
Ain't no
effect.
way he think that Drake is the GOAT.
He probably does. Yeah.
Well, that concludes reading the news clips.
Thank you, Lone.
Yep.
Appreciate you in that in your
We need
segment
theme
there,
music
sir.
for reading the
Reading news clips.
Maybe we'll come up. We need like background music for this. Could be like a really funny segment.
100%.
Like it could be like every week we do it for like 5 to 10 minutes or something.
And just go through
with like a music playing in the background or something.
Yeah, we need some music.
We can do
for
that. I think we can do that. We can probably pull it up on the screen too, like what we're scrolling through.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's like news in 60 seconds or whatever. You want to call it that?
Trash hip hop news.
Yeah. Hey, there we go. Hey.
There it is.
There's some trash hip hop news.
All right.
Boo boo.
I need to
That
put
mess
that on
around
the
would
board.
take us over the top. It's trash hip hop news.
All right.
I know, right? Shout out to the chat if you're still in there. We appreciate you as always. NewOldHeads.com for all the education you need this year. If you see it, like it, subscribe, sign up, share. Don't forget the Patreon as well. We appreciate the support as always, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Yeah.
Peace.